Hey everybody, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on when you're watching this video. Thank you for doing so. Welcome to Against the Public for June 3rd. I'm Dana Lane. Today we're going to go through my top 3 Major League Baseball free plays for your Monday card, and we'll wrap it up with a focus on how you would fare if you just bet on teams who made the postseason the year before, which kind of plays into, playing those public teams and how you would do the next season. I've heard a lot of people say, well, these teams are going to be either be back the next year and they're going to be fantastic. Well, let's put that to the test and let's see if that's actually true. After the show, please go to pickdawgz.com where I'll have my premium Major League Baseball card up for Monday. And of course, that's the only thing going on tomorrow. So we're all baseball 24 hours from now, or for 24 hours on Monday. Jump on my single plays or tomorrow's Major League Baseball 3-pack for just $49.99. Of course, every 3-pack and single play comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, there's only one way to get every play that I release for one low price, and of course that's to become an all-access member, and you can do that over the next 30 days for just $11 a day, the next 90 days for $10 a day, or better yet, get an annual all-access pass for just $3.56 a day. You get every play I release from now until this time next year, carries you right through the football season. And if you remember, we absolutely smash football. So why is it important to do it now? Well, we need to build that bankroll for football. We're not going to start building bankroll when the Hall of Fame game hits in August. We're going to start right now. So jump on board. Thank you to everybody that has it. Those week packages flew off the shelf. So thank you to everybody who purchased one of those. I appreciate that. And of course, everybody that buys a package. I'm very appreciative of everybody who puts their trust behind me. It's the first of the month, so I do also want to remind you that I prorated all my season passes. I have an NBA finals package up there right now. I'll also have a Stanley Cup final package that is up. It's locked and loaded on Pick Dawgz right now. You can get a side and total in every NBA game, and definitely the total in every NHL game. But of course, I don't want to commit to the sides because we don't know, what we're looking at. If we're looking at a $1.80 favorite and I like that side, I'm not going to give that out. So that's what you will get with those packages. And of course, that all access pass gives you every play from both of those packages for one low price. And guys, if you've been an all access customer, we've been absolutely crushing the books. We're going to go back for more tonight. Here's an example of what we've done just quickly. All access customers, 57% winners over the last 7 days. In the NHL, I told you this all year long. It doesn't matter. Even if you don't watch the NFL, the NHL, if you don't bet the NHL, it doesn't matter where your money comes from as long as it comes. And 9-1, guys, documented in the NHL right now, heading into tonight's games. Number one overall over the last 7 days. 59% NHL winners over the last 30 days. And of course, you know what we've done in the NBA. So all that is up on pickdawgz.com, and you can check all those documented results, and hopefully you will you'll agree that it's a good investment to jump on board with me at least for tomorrow and in the near future. So here's our free plays for Monday. We're going to go through these fairly quick. 6:45 Eastern Time, 9:53, 9:54. New York Mets against the Washington Nationals. Nationals minus $1.28, 8 over minus 15. Jose Quintana against Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore is having a terrific season for the Washington Nationals. He's got a 2.91 ERA, but the win-loss record is just 4-4 in 11 starts. And of course, we all know the reason for that is simply a lack of run support. Well, Washington averages 4.08 runs per game in Gore starts, but 3 of those starts really have propped that number up. They've scored 11 for him one time, they scored 6 for him one time, and they scored 7 for him one time. That's 3 starts in 11. They scored. If you take those out of the equation, obviously we're left with why he is just 4-4 on the season. 7 times in 11 starts. for the Nationals have scored 3 runs or less for Gore. Washington is just 5-6 overall when Mackenzie Gore gets the start. And you're throwing Quintana's numbers, or you can throw them out the window kind of. Focus on his recent form because, again, the further we get into the season, it's June now. Do we really want to take what we did in April and equate it to what a pitcher will do in June? And recent form for Quintana says he's allowed 8 earned runs and 17 and a third innings. Not great. It's a 4.16 ERA. But what is pretty good is he is moving forward in a positive direction because his overall season ERA is 5.06, which is almost a full run less. So he is moving in the right direction. And watch his last 3 starts. Looks okay. Nothing bad for nothing worse than you would see for any pitcher pitching for a poor team. I am hunting for a couple of underdogs today, and we have a small schedule, so my options are kind of limited. But this ended up being a game that I'm going to jump on. Basically, it was left when the music stopped, so we're going to take the Mets plus $1.05 and kind of cross our fingers on this one. You know, the Mets are not an organization we'd like to put our money behind very much, but neither is the Washington Nationals, honestly. And because it's a new series, I try to, just personally, when I'm betting personally, I try to grab, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, I try to grab an underdog in that series and then leave the series alone. We're going to try to do that in this series where the underdog will probably get one of the first 2 games, and we'll take the Mets in game 1 in this series. 8:40 Eastern Time, 9:55, 9:56, Cincinnati Reds minus $1.35, 10.5 under minus 11, Colorado Rockies is the opponent. Andrew Abbott against Ryan Feltner. The Reds stumbled through St. Louis, but they have still won 6 of the last 9 games, including that 2 of 3 over the weekend against the Chicago Cubs. And despite a 26-33 record, Cincinnati is 31-28 against the run line, which means their fate could be a little bit different with a few runs here and there. So not as bad, and I always use the run line as kind of a gauge for, well, how good or how bad is that record? And despite being under 500, that run line record tells me that could be a team that could be over 500 with a few breaks here and there. Rockies have lost 9 of 15, including this weekend after losing 2 or 3 against the Los Angeles Dodgers, scored just 5 runs in 3 games, 4 of those coming on Friday, so not a good Saturday and Sunday. Rockies own Major League Baseball's worst pitching staff, and Ryan Feltner brings in a less than sparkling 5.89 ERA in his last 5 starts. I'm going to take Cincinnati. We're going to have to lay a little juice here in this, but getting short schedule, want to get a W. We'll take the Reds minus $1.35. And 9:38 Eastern Time, 9:65, 9:66. San Diego Padres against the Los Angeles Angels. Padres minus $1.39, 8.5 under minus 15. Matt Waldron against Tyler Anderson. With there being, again, this being slim pickings. But I'm a little bit more behind this than I am with the Mets, just because of the pitching matchup. But I'm in hunting for that second dog. We're going to give the Angels and Tyler Anderson a shot here. And considering how bad the Angels have been, Anderson's 5-5 record with a 2.47 ERA really is downright Cy Young worthy. Anderson has completed 3 straight outings where he's allowed just 1 earned run in each game, good for a 1.35 ERA, with the Angels winning 2 of those 3 starts. Waldron's been good too, but is only going to give us 5 runs, and then we're going to hand it off to a San Diego bullpen it's either good or it's not. I mean, it is the epitome of mediocrity. So we'll take a shot in this game with Anderson, who is clearly gives the Angels their best shot at getting a W, and we're getting plus $1.19. I think we're seeing the money move a little bit in the Padres' direction, so you might get even better than that as the hours progress. But right now, Los Angeles Angels minus $1.19. And before we close the show, here's your handicapping tip for Monday. We want to focus on betting teams who made the postseason the year before, which kind of means betting those high-profile teams the next season. And it's very interesting. And of course, the numbers are all jumbled because when you're dealing with the money lines, nothing just ever lies there and says, "Hey, if you go down this path, this is this is where your wins are definitely coming from." But it is very interesting. So here's the numbers. Teams that made the playoffs, and this is just 2024. Teams that made the playoffs last season, this season, are 331 and 299, good for a winning percentage of 525. But as usual, minus 28.94 units based upon a 1-unit wager. Teams that did not make the postseason last year have fared a little bit better. 460 and 492, 483 win percentage, but just 2.19 units lost. And of course, Philadelphia has been terrific this year, 38 and 16 plus 9.62 units in a battle right now with the Cards. Milwaukee 30 and 22 plus 7.81 units, and Baltimore 33 and 18 plus 7.09 units. On the flip side of that, Houston Astros, probably the biggest disappointment in baseball so far, 23 and 29 minus 12.22 units. Miami 18 and 35 minus 11.85 units, and Toronto 23 and 29 minus 8.21 units. So those are what we're looking at in 2024. But let's look at historical numbers, which kind of might give us an indication of where those numbers are going to go as the season continues. And it's been 5 seasons since betting on teams that were in the postseason the year before have been profitable the next season. Not since 2019. And the record since 2019 has, of course, been on the plus side. 4,017, 3,351 losses, 545 win percentage, but losing 238 units, over 238 units of profits. Not so great the other side either. Teams that did not make the postseason the year before are just winning 46.9% of their games historically since 2019. But that's even worse, minus 308 units. So I would say this, and I look for a sweet spot because, we do want to play teams like Philadelphia and Baltimore and Milwaukee. I mean, teams that were in the postseason last year that have been pretty good this season. And so how do we kind of decipher when we throw teams out? And this is very simple. You use your a money line range, because the money line will act as a filter. It will take the bad teams and filter them out, and they will no longer be part of your equation. The good teams will still stay there because they will be in this range we're about to talk about. If you're looking to play those teams, those higher profile teams, bet them when the range is minus $1.25 to $1.40. And the reason why that's important is if they're in that 25 to 40 range, which is still bankroll friendly, that still tells you that they're playing a team that they should wager on, or that they should beat consistently. And so if they're an underdog, obviously that range, it is specific to that range. So that doesn't mean take them when they're plus 115. It's specific to that range. And the numbers are astonishing. Since 2020, if you bet the teams that made the postseason a year before and are between a favorite of $1.25 to $1.40, your win percentage would be 580, 58% winners. But you would return 15 units since 2020. And these things are not meant for you to, hey, this is my way to riches every year. This is just another component to put into your handicapping arsenal. And I think we found one right here. That's pretty fair. We get a fair money line, and we also have history on our side that says that will return some profit. And that's really all we're looking for. So if there's anything you would want me to further clarify or research, please make a note on the YouTube page. I appreciate everybody that has so far. That does it for your Monday plays or your free plays for Monday and your tips. Go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages right now, including my all access pass that gives you every play I release for one low price. Here's your Monday recap. Cincinnati Reds minus $1.35, New York Mets plus $1.05, and the Los Angeles Angels plus $1.19. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch. For Against the Public, please hit the like and subscribe. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Monday.